Today we are going to start with Amazon storage services. So I think so people have already one of my colleagues has already taken you the session regarding Amazon S3 services. So let me start with the slideshow for S3 services. So guys, once again, these are the storage choices that has been provided by AWS. So as AWS is a cloud service, so the storage in the cloud, as you say, in cloud everything is unlimited. So here the storage and the choices or n number of choices are available to store all your data, not only data, even you can run your web applications and you can run your own web page inside the storage that has been given by AWS. So the storage choices here you can see from the screen. It's Amazon S3, Amazon Glacier, Amazon EBS. EBS is Elastic Block Storage, and EFS, Elastic File Storage System. So these are the four different kinds of storages services that are provided by AWS. So today we are going to see about the only one storage service, that is S3. Under S3, what are the kinds of storage classes are available? We are going to see them, and we are going to have a video that shows you how you can provision an S3 and how you can provision the storage classes under the S3 services. So as they have mentioned here, S3 is durable object storage class for all types of data. So as usual in AWS, you need to pay as you go. No upfront investment and no commitment. So from the starting, I am saying you there is no upfront investment and no upfront investment. So what that is means is you need not to invest anything, just pay for something that you are using. So what is S3 in AWS? So S3 is object storage built to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere. So the single line that gives you the whole meaning of what is S3 inside AWS. So S3 is object storage built to store. It is an object storage built. It's a build to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere that specifies from anywhere around the world. As I said, AWS has n number of data centers all over the regions in the world. So you can store these data in different locations and you can retrieve the data from different locations where you have stored. So why this S3 came into picture in AWS? So when AWS was searching for right storage, what company needs, what the customer needs, they came up with S3 with all the facilities. What are the customer wants when they are using a storage service from AWS. So companies today need the ability to simply and securely collect, store, and analyze the data at a massive scale. So what is the meaning of that is the companies today that they are having a big business in data set. So everything it works on data. Nowadays, if you see Facebook, Facebook is running on a big data and it's a big database called Cassandra. So using Cassandra, the Facebook builds, and if you're opening the Facebook every time, that is the database and that is the data place software that is used by Facebook. So where all these data are stored? In S3. So for example, if a company wants to deploy a storage service, so they need to provision a lot of money and they need to provide a lot of money to provision an infrastructure in data centers. So to avoid all those things, we can take the service S3, simple storage service in AWS, and you can pay how much ever the data you are storing and how much ever data you are retrieving and consuming. So Amazon S3 is object storage built to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere, as they have said. Websites, for example, the things that are getting used by the storages, websites, mobile apps, corporate applications, and data from IoT sensors or devices. So what is IoT? We'll see in the near future. So just an abbreviation I'll let you know. IoT is Internet of Things. So day by day, the things that we are using is coming, will be in the near future, will be IoT. Sensors will be deployed on those devices, and these sensors will communicate if the devices runs badly, or the devices is used up, or the devices that are having some issues. So these sensors will notify through cloud, and you will get an alert to cloud. So those are IoT sensors or devices. So it is designed to deliver 99.999, followed by, I think so, 11 nines. So 3, 6, oh, it's 9 nines. Durability. So what is the meaning of this durability is, if you store a data and if you are replicating the data, these data can be stored by AWS at different locations. And whenever you try to retrieve your data, you can retrieve the data as soon as possible without any data loss. So there will be no data loss, and the data will be retrieved back from anywhere around the world. So that is the meaning. It is designed to deliver 99.99999 and 999% of durability. So S3 provides comprehensive security, compliance capabilities that meet even more stringent regulatory requirements. So most stringent regulatory requirements is, if a company is having one of the most strict regularity, so they will say this uh, data should be stored only in this locations, and data should be having this much of security, and this number of people need to access data, and this number of people should not access the data. It should be away from public. So all these are stringent regularity requirements. So it gives customers flexibility in the way they manage the data for cost optimization. So they can manage their data. I'll let you know what is the flexibility in the way they manage the data for cost optimization. There is a concept known as lifecycle management for data in S3. So this line they are mentioning that lifecycle management. Then access control, you can give access to single person or to n number of people or to n number of groups you want to access, who want to access the data. And compliance is the security part, so you can keep this data in a secured way. Then S3 provides query in place functionality, allowing you to run powerful analytics directly on your data at rest in S3. So you can directly do the analysis of the data, and you can run powerful analytics on your data when the data is at rest in S3. So that is the meaning of this. So for example, if a company is working with big data, and they are having some tools like Informatica or Cassandra or Tableau or some of the tools, so the tools can fetch up the data directly from S3 using their queries. That is the meaning for this line. Then what are the benefits of S3? So if AWS is giving you a service, it will be giving with lot of benefits. So Amazon S3 stores data as objects within resources called buckets. So the data are stored within resources called buckets. So you can provision a bucket in any region, in any part of the world where those data centers are. So you can store as many objects as you want within a bucket, and write and delete objects in your bucket. So objects can be up to 5 terabytes. So you can ask me a question that you have said me that S3 is unlimited storage. Yes, S3 is unlimited storage, but the objects can be up to 5 terabytes in size. So each objects you are storing, the maximum file size will be 5 TB, not more than that. So you can store n number of 5 TBs. You can store 10 TBs, that is two files of 5 TBs, and you can store 15 TB of data, or you can store 20 TB of data. In 20 TB of data, 4 different files will be there. Each file will be of the maximum size 5 terabytes. So that's what they are saying here. You can control access to the bucket. So what they are saying here is you can give a control list. So access control list, the person who want to manage the buckets, you can allow only those persons, and you can avoid all those rest of the persons. So that's what they say here. You can control access to the bucket, who can create. So if you want to create permission to a user, you can give to him, so he can create a bucket. And if you want to give only delete permission to a user, you can give a permission delete. And only if you want to give retrieve objects in the bucket, for example, you can give the retrieve objects. So, or you can give the combination of these three, either create or delete or retrieve, or create or retrieve. So I'm giving you as an example. And view access logs for the bucket and its objects. So you can also view access logs. So what is the access logs? Access log is nothing but who has created a file or deleted a file or retrieved an object from the bucket. So you'll get a list of logs showing that which user has created or deleted or retrieved objects from the bucket. So, and you can choose the AWS region where the bucket is stored to optimize for latency, minimize costs, and address regularity requirements. So, optimize the latency is the data flow latency. You can optimize it, minimize the cost. If you are having a data center in Singapore and if you are having a data center at US, so the both data center latency may differ. So, if you are in India and you want to provision a S3 bucket in Singapore, and you have provisioned it, and if you want to provision the same S3 bucket in US, and the data transfer rate will differ from Singapore to US. So from Singapore to India, the data transfer rate will be high, and from Singapore to from India to US, it will be little difference will be there. So that's what they're saying, minimize costs. So you can store your data at a very minimal cost. So the other benefits is unmatched durability. As I said, the durability is 99.9999999%, availability and scalability. So availability in the sense, so when you have a data stored in one location, the data can be replicated in n number of locations. Either it can be a read replicated data, or you want it to read, write, or to process the data. You can keep it in different availability zones. So whenever the natural calamities or something gets affected in the data center, in one data center, you can able to fetch or receive the data from a different data center where you have the mirroring of the bucket or S3. And the scalability, if we talk about the scalability is very high. You can scale up to infinite bytes of data. That's what they are saying. It's unlimited or infinite. So unlimited is you can store unlimited size of data, but every size of the file should not be more than 5 TB. That's what they are saying. Most comprehensive security. It is very secure, and you can, as they have said, you can give the access list control and compliance capabilities. So query in place. As I said, query in place is nothing but if you run applications such as Informatica or Tableau or some tools such as Cassandra, all those things, so that can fetch the data and it can use its query language to fetch the data from S3, and it can do the processing. And flexible management, we can do the management flexibly. Most supported platform within the largest ecosystem is nothing but this is the one of the most supported platform. S3 is one of the most supported platform with the largest ecosystem, with a very big ecosystem. Easy and flexible data transfer. Data transfer is nothing but you are copying or you are pasting or you are replicating the data from one location to another location. So comparatively to all the services that are available in the market, this data transfer will be very flexible and will be very fast. So that's what they are trying to say here. So now we are coming into storage class. You can ask me what is the storage class. So nothing that simple storage services has 3 different storage classes. So in easy words, if I want to say you what is the storage class is, there are 3 different buckets. If you are putting your data in one bucket, you can retrieve the data faster, you can retrieve the data easier, and it will be little. If you are giving a bucket more priority, so more prioritized data can be stored in the bucket. The second bucket can be the less priorities of data can be stored, and the third buckets can be you can store the least priorities of data. So for payment for these 3 storage classes will be totally different, and the inputs output per seconds also will be different, and the data present in each bucket will be built in a different way according to the usage and according to the process that are happening inside the bucket. So this is the overview of the storage class. So we'll go depth into storage class now. So Amazon S3 offers a range of storage classes designed for different use cases. A range of storage classes designed for different use cases. Different use cases maybe it can be high processing database can be stored in, and a medium processing database can be stored in, and a least processing database or data can be stored in. So like that, they are segregating the data with different priorities and with different importance. So that is, they are saying these classes are designed for different use cases. So this includes Amazon S3 standard for general purpose storage of frequently accessed data. So Amazon S3 standard is a type of storage class, general purpose storage of frequently accessed data. So now frequently accessed data is, whenever you want to access a data, you can access it, so that availability will be more high and the transfer rate will be more, and the cost also will be little high compared to the rest of the classes. So that's what they say. So if you want to access, if you want to get a data or fetch data frequently, you want to do that, then you can store the data in this storage class. So Amazon S3 standard infrequently, the first one we saw is general purpose frequently accessed. The second one we are seeing, it's not a general purpose, it's infrequently accessed for long lived. But so what is the meaning is infrequently accessed for long lived is, so these data are accessed very less frequently. And the third one is Amazon Glacier for long term archive. So it's like an archiving tool. You can just keep your data, okay, just keep on putting the data there, and after 4 or 5 days, or not even 4 or 5 days, after long time. So long time in the sense after 1 year or 2 years, if you want to retrieve the data, you can retrieve the same data and you can see it. So Amazon, these are the three types. Amazon S3 also offers configurable lifecycle policies for managing your data. So that's what I have mentioned you in the 2 slides back. So lifecycle policies are totally a concept of managing your data in different periods of lifetime or life cycle. So we'll be seeing this in the next class in a brief. What are the life cycle policies and what are the life cycle policies that are deployed and how we can deploy it inside S3 and how we can deploy it in different classes in S3. So that is the policies for managing data throughout its life cycle. So from creating data to deleting data, that is the life cycle of your data. So once a policy is set, your data will automatically migrate to the most appropriate storage class without any changes to your application. So that's what once you configure the life cycle management policy inside the S3, so your data will be automatically moved within these 3 storage classes within a given time. So that's what they are mentioning here. So without any changes to your application. So if even the data moves from S3 standard to S3 standard infrequently accessed or from S3 standard infrequently accessed to Amazon Glacier, your applications will not be affected in any other ways. So that's what they are mentioning here. Okay. So first we will see about the S3 standard. So as the name mentions, Amazon S3 standard offers high durability, availability, and performance object storage for frequently accessed data. So what are these frequently accessed data give? So if I give an example for you for a frequently accessed data is, for example, I'm giving. So the photos or the music systems in, or the music files in your phone are frequently accessed data. For example, I'm saying if you are a person who are loving music or you are seeing clicking photos, then the photos in your mobile will be frequently accessed by you. Or if you are a person who is hearing music, so if you like if you like music more than photos, clicking photos, then the photos will be frequent, then the music will be frequently accessed by you. So but if you are a business person, you need to call different kinds of business people, then which will be used, the phone directory data will be used more frequently than the other rest of data in your phone. So like this, we can segregate the data according to your needs. So that's what Amazon S3 is doing. So what is the main purpose of this is because it delivers low latency and high throughput. So low latency and high throughput is it will transfer the data at a very high rate. So standard Amazon S3 standard is perfect for a wide variety of use cases, including cloud application, dynamic websites, content distribution, mobile and gaming application, and big data analytics. So lifecycle management offers configurable policies to automatically migrate objects to the most appropriate storage class. So because it delivers low latency and high throughput, standard is perfect for a wide variety of use cases, including cloud applications. For example, cloud application, you have a lot of applications that are running inside the cloud nowadays compared to the data centers, conventional data center. So those applications can be stored, and those applications can be have a storage unit in S3. So those are frequently accessed data. For example, if you are using an SBI app inside your mobile, so all the customer details should be stored in a database. So that database should be residing in some storage units. So to keep that, or to keep these types of data which are frequently accessed by an application, that can be kept under the S3. Dynamic websites, the websites, when the websites keep on changing its screen or its JPEG file or its video format or something, some XML file is running at the backside, all those things are dynamic websites. So these websites needs to be updated each and every day. For example, a menu in a hotel has to be updated each and every day. So those types of websites are dynamic websites. So they keep on changing their content. And mobile. So mobile websites, mobile and gaming applications. Gaming applications also needs to have frequently accessed data, because if you are in the middle of some gamings and you have lost the data, so once again to retrieve the data, it has to be fast. The low latency should be low and high throughput should be there to retrieve your previous session, and you have to start from the same session. So that is there the S3 is used. And big data analytics. As I said, big data analytics is mostly dependent nowadays on S3. So big data's RDS and all those are into database side. So lifecycle management, as I said, in lifecycle management offers configurable policies to automatically migrate objects to most appropriate storage class. If this lifecycle management policy is there in S3 standard. So what are the key features? We can see low latency and high throughput performance. As I said, the latency is very low and the throughput performance is, that is the input and the output. When we strike in the key in the keyboard to get the data, it will fetch the data as soon as possible and it will return the data as soon as possible. That is the throughput. And throughput is measured as input output per second. Designed for durability of object. So 99.9999999 percentage of durability it is there. So no data loss is, the data loss percentage will be 0.000001. That's for the data loss percentage. So designed for 99.9 availability over a given year. So these data are available over a given year, 365 days. So for example, what they're trying to say here is, if you have provisioned S3 bucket in one availability zone, and if that availability zone or that region is get devastated or some natural calamities has happened, so the same data will be replicated in different availability zones, so that your data will be available. If you click on the bucket name, or if you click on the data store place, so the data will be available throughout the year. Even if the location data is getting damaged or some data loss due to some natural calamities is happening, the same data will be replicated in different locations. So the availability over a given year is more. As the data is stored in different locations of AWS data centers. So if I want to show the different location of AWS data centers, I'll show you after the class. Because the data centers are keeps on getting updated. In India, we have a data center in Bombay. And we have, for example, we have a different data center at Singapore. We have a different data center in US, or in Japan we have a data center. In Korea you have a data center. In Germany you have a Frankfurt data center. In Ireland you have a data center. So like that, there are different data centers. So even if some data centers are getting, if a data center in India it is getting affected, the same data will be replicating in the data center in Ireland or in Singapore or in Japan or in US. So like this, your data will be maintained constantly throughout the year, and no data loss will be there. And the availability of these data will be 99.99% as it is spread or distributed in different locations. So backed with Amazon S3 service level agreement for availability. So these data are backed up. So supports SSL encryption of data in transit and at rest. So SSL encryption is like encrypting the data. For example, you know what is encryption, right? If you are trying to send a secret message to a different user, so some people may tap your message using, or they can hack your system, or they can hack the message, or and they can retrieve the message and they can read it. To avoid all those things, an encryption is implemented inside the database, inside the S3. So whatever the data you can store, you can encrypt those data and you can keep it inside. So whenever some person try to hack your data or try to loot your data, even if he gets your data, he will not be able to read your data, or he can not be able to record your data for the future purpose. So that the encryption plays a very important role. So nowadays every data are encrypted and they are kept in a perfectly secured manner inside the S3. So life cycle management for automatic migration of objects. As I said, life cycle management. So whenever the data is getting older and older, this life cycle management policy, we can set the policy according to the data, and we can move the data from Amazon S3 standard to Amazon S3 standard frequent access data to Amazon S3 standard infrequently access data, or from Amazon infrequently S3 infrequently accessed data to Amazon Glacier, or we can delete that all those data when once it is moved into Glacier. We can give a lifetime, or we can give the life cycle time till when the data should be required. So after that, the data will be used less, or the data will be going useless. We can delete the data. So that's what is the main thing of lifecycle management. So it will do automatic migrations of objects. So if you configure those policies that saying that I want this data in S3 standard for 30 days. After 30 days, this S3 standard data should be moved to the next storage class. What is that is Amazon S3 infrequently accessed storage. So once after a month, the data that you are using will get older, and you'll be using it once in a month or twice in a month. So those types of data can be used, can be migrated automatically by depending on the usage to your next storage class. That is infrequently accessed S3. So that's what they are trying to say. So overall, what are the benefits we are seeing is this low latency and high throughput performance will be very high. Comparatively, this S3 will be more used for live applications or live data stores or big data analytics inside the companies. But this S3 standard is little bit higher cost than the infrequently accessed data, and the infrequently accessed storage S3 is little bit higher than Glacier. And Glacier is the least in this because the storage data that they are stored in Glacier can be deleted after that. So there is no, so very less used data or least bothered data are stored in Amazon Glacier. That's why the Amazon Glacier is built in a very low cost. So guys, next we are going to see Amazon infrequently S3 standard infrequently accessed data. So as I said to you, the difference between frequently accessed or the standard database and infrequently accessed database is in its name. As this data is infrequently accessed, it's not accessed frequently. The data that are stored in S3 standard are frequently accessed. As I said, your Cassandra application, because you are frequently using your Facebooks. So those types of data are stored in standard type of S3, and the data that are you are infrequently accessing. So let me go into depth of infrequently accessed data. So in an Amazon S3 storage class for the data that is accessed less frequently but requires rapid access when needed. So here the data are stored is you want data that is less frequently accessed, but when you want to access it, the speed has to be more. So when you try to click on it, as soon as you click, the data should be popped up in your screen. So that is they're saying here. So the access will be happening rapidly. So it will fetch the data quickly, and it will disperse the data or it will send the data quickly. So that is the main thing of infrequently accessed. But the data here is accessed very less frequently. The standard infrequently accessed offers high durability throughput and low latency of Amazon S3 standard. So here high durability will be there, high throughput will be there, and low latency of Amazon S3 standard. Latency will be very low compared to the Amazon S3 standard, with a low per GB storage and per GB retrieval fee. So comparatively, if we retrieve the data that is in S3 standard and 1 GB if you are retrieving data in S3 standard, and your 1 GB you are retrieving the data in S3 standard infrequent access. So this 1 GB of data that is you are retrieving from infrequently accessed will be comparatively low built to the S3 standard. So if you are accessing the same 1 GB of data in S3 standard, it will be little higher than infrequently accessed S3. This combination of low cost and high performance makes standard infrequently accessed ideal for long-term storage, backups, and as a data store for disaster recovery. So what they are saying here is the combination of low cost, high performance makes the standard infrequently accessed for a long-term storage. For example, if you are storing some data for 100 years or more than 100 years, for example, you can take an example saying that some films has been taken more than before 50 or 60 years. So those films can be stored it, and those films can be accessed very less in a less frequently manner, because guys who want to see films will be accessing those films which films are very new in the market. So the old films are less frequently accessed. So those types of films can be stored in long-term storage such as infrequently accessed. So the film that came on in the year 1950s or 1960s are infrequently accessed data. But the films that came in 2000, 2015 or 2017 are frequently accessed data. So that is the differentiation. So those old, like example, like old films can be stored here for long-term storage, and backups, even backups can be stored here. For example, if you want a whole system to be backed up at a particular period of time, so that backup can be stored. So these are infrequently accessed data, and as a data store for disaster recovery. As I said, if some disasters or natural calamities that are happening for a server in a different location. So those data stores are kept as a disaster recovery for those servers. The standard infrequently access storage class is set at the object level and can exist in the same bucket as standard, allowing you to use lifecycle policies to automatically transition objects between storage class without any application changes. The same this point is same as standard SM. So the standard infrequently accessed storage class is set at the object level. This is set at the object level. Object level is only the object level of data, for example, music or photo files or big data can be stored and can exist in the same bucket as standard. So these files can exist in the same bucket as standard, allowing you to use lifecycle policies to automatically transition objects between storage class without any application changes. So without any application changes, the same data can be transferred automatically or can be migrated automatically with using this lifecycle policies without any application changes that are made from the application side. That's what they're saying. So what are the key features or what are the benefits of using this infrequently accessed S3 is same low latency and high throughput performance of standard. So this is having the same benefits of same low latency and high throughput of performance of standard, designed for durability, the same as durability, and designed for 99.9% of availability over a given year. So we can compare this to S3 standard. What they have mentioned there is 99.9%, 99.99%. So here the availability is comparatively more than infrequently accessed data. So you can see here it is 99.9% of availability, and this one is 99.99% of availability. So the percent of availability is comparatively more in S3 standard, and backed with the same Amazon S3 service level agreement for availability, supports SSL encryption of data in transit and at rest. Transit in the sense, if you are transporting data from one place to another place, or if you are keeping a data in one place, the SSL encryption is can be enabled, and it is supported by S3 standard infrequently accessed storage. Here the lifecycle management is also there. So the lifecycle management for automatic migration of objects. As I said, if you want to create a policy and create a policy by keeping that the object with this name has to be only for 30 days. Then after 30 days, it has to be moved to Amazon Glacier. So in the Amazon Glacier also you can set a policy. So after 30 days, this data can be automatically deleted. So the data can be automatically deleted. So, but data that are stored in S3 are not deleted. So it has to, for deleting a data that has been stored in Amazon S3 standard, either it has to be moved to infrequently access. From infrequently access, it should be moved to Amazon Glacier. Then only it can be deleted. If you are using an S3 lifecycle management policy, I'm talking about. So the final one we are going to see about the Amazon Glacier. So what is the Amazon Glacier? It is a secure, durable, and extremely low-cost storage service for data archiving. So what is data archiving? Is nothing but think like you're keeping some data in your library. So if you're going into a library and you are seeing for a specific book, you are going to take the book only. You are not going to use the rest of other books that are available in the library. So think like that. Amazon Glacier is a very vast or very big library. The only the things that you want to archive it, just you want to keep those books whenever someone needs to read the book, or whenever someone is trying to acquire the book, you can give it. But it happens in once in a year or once in 5 years or something like that. Very less frequently, lowest frequency of data accessing is done here. So Amazon Glacier is just archiving, and it is not accessing, or if you want to access the data also, you have to move into Amazon infrequently accessed. So then only you can do it. Just you are archiving the data. You can keep your data for n number of time or for n number of years. You can reliably store any amount of data at any cost that are competitive with or cheaper than on-premise solutions. So this is the one of the cheapest than on-premises solutions, or it is cheaper comparatively to infrequently accessed data and a standard S3. So Amazon Glacier provides three options for access of archives, from a few minutes to several hours. You can archive the data from a few minutes. For example, you can archive data for half an hour, and using this Amazon lifecycle policies, you can give a policy after half an hour this object can be deleted, or you can even keep it for several hours. So Amazon Glacier also supports lifecycle policies for auto migration between storage classes. So if you want for more details, you can go for Amazon Glacier docs in AWS, and you can check on it. So this Glacier, think if you are thinking of a Glacier, you can think of a library. So that's what it is happening in Glacier. They're archiving their old or the oldest version of data that are created long back. So whenever a person goes to the library, he used to check for only one book or maximum of two books. So the rest of books will be archived, will be kept. So whenever if someone they wants, it can retrieve upon their needs. For example, these data are retrieved and they are kept inside your Amazon infrequently accessed, or you can read it, you can retrieve and you can read it, and you can once again place it into the Glacier. So this is mainly used for archiving or keeping the data without any access, without any accessibility. So your data will be stored. You can think of your data, okay, my data is stored in Amazon Glacier, so I need not to worry about all those disasters or all these things. But I need not to check it periodically. I don't want to check it. Your data is safe and your data is stored in the Glacier. So if you want to retrieve it, you can retrieve it and you can put it to infrequently accessed S3. So and you can access those data. So that's what they are mentioning. So Amazon Glacier also provides three options to receive or access to archives. Only you can access the archives and you cannot access the data here. So that's what they are saying. access the archives means you can check that your file is present. Okay, my file is present, and okay, in this archive my file has been kept and it is managed here. So that's all you can do. You cannot go inside the file and you can read the file, you can open the file, or you can modify the file. Something you cannot do here. So for few minutes, so that can be done for few minutes or several hours. So what are the key features here? So the key features here is designed for durability of 99. For this is same as your S3. Supports SSL encryption of data in transit and at rest. So the same SSL encryption can be done and it can be decrypted automatically. So vault lock feature enforces compliance via a lockable policy. So you can keep a lock, you can keep a wallet where you have archived all your data, and you can enforce a compliance lockable policy. So you can give a policy so that those data inside your vault will be locked and it will be kept safely. Extremely low cost design is ideal for long term archiving. That's what, as I said, you can store your oldest films that you are not frequently accessing it and you are not at all seeing those films, but you need those films in your archive. You don't want to delete those films also, and you don't want to access those films also, but you want those films. If someone comes and asks, you can put those films in an infrequently accessed S3 and you can access those data. So those kinds of films, for example, I'm giving you films. So those sets of data are stored here. So lifecycle management is also there, where you can automatically migrate the objects. For example, you can migrate objects even from Amazon Glacier to infrequently accessed, or Amazon infrequently accessed to Amazon S3 standard. So what are the differentiation? So far we have seen these three different types of storage classes. So to simplify all those things, you should not get mixed up, or you should not get confused by saying all those theories. So this differentiation chart or the table gives you an easy understanding of different storage classes. What are the uses they are mentioned? Designed for durability. So standard is of 100% durability, and standard infrequently accessed data is of also of 100% durability, and Amazon Glacier is also of 100% of durability. Here the availability, durability is different and availability is different. So availability is like your data is available at different locations, you can retrieve all those data. Durability is the data is secured and no data loss will be there. So that is in all three different storage classes, no data loss will be there, and the durability is 100%. So you can prefer all three type of data so for no data loss. So availability SLA is 99.90% in standard and 99% in infrequently accessed, and there is no SLAs for Amazon Glacier, as it is an archive, just an archive, right? You are not accessing your data, it is just kept. If you want to retrieve it, you can put it in infrequently accessed and you can retrieve and you can access those data. So that's why the SLA is not here. SLA is nothing but service level agreement. So minimum object size. So the minimum object size is not applicable. You can keep any size of object in standard. Either it can be of 1 MB or even of 1 KB, or you can keep 20 KB of object. But in standard IA, that is standard infrequently accessed data, it should be 120. The size should be of 128 KB, and you have some conditions for that. And the minimum object size is also not applicable in Amazon Glacier. So sorry guys, give me 2 minutes. So sorry for that. So the minimum object size is not applicable for Amazon Glacier also. So you can keep any size of objects inside the Amazon Glacier. So that's what they are mentioning it here. And minimum storage duration. So the minimum storage duration is not there for standard access. That is the standard S3, and the minimum storage duration for the standard IA is 30 days. and the minimum standard storage duration and the minimum storage duration for Amazon Glacier is 90 days. So up to 90 days, so the minimum, if a data is of 90 days, data can be stored in Amazon Glacier, and 30 days data can be stored. 30 days data can be stored in standard infrequently accessed S3, and for standard it is not applicable. So retrieval fee. What is that retrieval? Retrieval is that once you have stored the data, you are going to retrieve it back. Retrieve is getting it back. So if you are, for example, if you are giving a loan amount to some other guys, or 5 rupees or 10 rupees or something like that, not a loan, if you are giving an exchange, so you will get it back after some time. So that is retrieving it. So once you have stored it, you need to retrieve it. So in standard S3, there is no retrieval fee. So whatever data you are storing it, you can retrieve the data without any fees. So that's what in standard. In standard infrequently access per GB retrieved, it is the fees or the bills or comes under. If you are accessing 1 GB, then some amount will be charged. If you are accessing 2 GB, then some amount will be charged. So that's what they are saying here. This retrieval fee will be same, I think so, for standard infrequently accessed on Amazon Glacier. Little difference will be here. Amazon Glacier will be cheaper than Amazon S3 infrequently accessed. Then the first bit latency, so how fast it is happening. So it will be happening, the latency will be in milliseconds, the processing will be happening. Once you click on it and you want the data, within milliseconds you can retrieve the data and you can access the data. So that is also same for standard infrequently accessed data. And in Amazon Glacier, it will take minutes. As these are infrequently, as these are archived data, it will take minutes or even hours to for a good latency. The latency is within how much of time we are within what is the difference, the time difference we are retrieving the data, or we can see the data. The storage classes, all the three are object level storage. So the standard is also object level storage. The standard infrequently accessed is also object level storage, and Amazon Glacier is also an object level storage. So what is this life cycle transitions or the life cycle policies that you can enable? So as I said, if you want to migrate the data from standard to standard infrequently accessed, you can migrate within using a policy. The same can be done from standard infrequently accessed to Amazon Glacier using the lifecycle management policy. So that's what they are mentioning here. Okay, now we can come up for pricing for S3. So whenever I start with the class in AWS, I end up with pricing. So why I end up with pricing is, so I need to show you how less and how cheaper it is comparative to your conventional data centers. So the pricing starts here with standard storage. Standard storage for 50 TB per month. It is built for $0.03 per GB. So for the first 50 TB is 0.23 per GB. So more than 50 TB to 450 TB. So it is greater than 50 TB to less than 450 TB. It is charged 0.022 per GB. And from 450 TB to 500 TB, that is 450 TB to 500 TB, it is charged 0.022 per GB, and more than 500 TB per month, it is charged 0.021 per GB dollar. So everything, the transaction happens here in dollars. So you can convert the dollars to your Indian rupees. So the next pricing chart is what they are saying is standard infrequent access storage. So the whatever the storage you are doing here, it is charged as 0.0125 per GB. So comparatively to standard storage, this infrequently accessed storage is comparatively less. Only the half of that there. If you check with that 0.023 per GB, but here it's 0.0125. So it's nearly half of that. So 24 is double that of 12. So it is nearly half of that you are paying for standard infrequently accessed data. So for Glacier storage, whatever you are archiving that, it is only charged 0.004 per GB. So you need to pay 0.004 per GB that you are storing in Glacier. So this is the price index or the price differentiation for the three different storage classes. So now we are going to see how to create a bucket in different storage classes and how to create a policy, that is the lifecycle policy, and how this is working inside the storage class. Hello, can you able to hear me? Okay. So sorry guys for the disturbance. The power has been lost in my. Once again, I'm playing the video.
Hello? Hello, sir. Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Hello,
Hello, sir.
can you able to hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir. Are you going to continue the class, sir?
Uh,
Or
yes. I'm going to continue the class. There is little disturbance in my network. So 1 minute, I'm continuing the class. So,
up to what?
another 10 minutes.
Under 10 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Hello? 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 Hello, sir. Hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah, Shiga, tell me, Shiga.
Sir, can you explain?
Hello.
Sir, can you explain me step by step, sir? You are doing. I think we are not getting what you are
Ah,
doing.
that's what I'm just showing you a video. See, if you have any credentials, you can just give me so that I can log into the AWS console and I can show it to you.
Okay, sir. Definitely.
You have the credentials.
Okay, sir. Monday we will give, sir. Right now you.
Right now, this is the only video that is available. So that's what I am giving those videos. So
Okay,
that's all
sir.
it is. It is over another 2 minutes.
Okay, sir. Monday we will give you credentials, sir. Then you can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Sir,
Okay.
by the way, sir, while you are telling the practicals, please explain step by step, sir. Don't mind.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, sir.
I'll explain.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Hello,
Can
sir.
you able to hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all for today's class. I'll show you how to create this
Okay.
S3 when you give me the credentials. Okay,
Okay,
because
sir.
I don't have any credentials for Amazon Custom.
Okay, sir.
So once you give me the credentials, I'll show you how to create all those things. Okay.
Okay, sir. Monday we'll give, sir. But, sir, uh,
Uh,
give me a second, sir.
yeah. Tell me.
Sir, AView is not working on your system, sir.
AView is not working,
Okay.
but let me show my screen here. See, this is the AView, right?
Ah, yes, sir.
See, I am clicking on it.
Oh,
I have installed it.
okay.
So what I have to select?
Sir, you don't have credentials, sir? Or,
No, I don't have. These are the credentials that has been shared by Shilpa. See here?
sir, can you note down my credentials, sir?
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
Okay, sir. NAPI, APSSDC,
What? Tell me from the first.
APSSDC dot Nagashekar.
APSSDC dot
Nagashekar, sir.
NAGASEKHAR.
SEKHAR.
Is it right?
Yeah,
See there?
yes, sir.
Dot in.
No, sir. Can you wait for a
No,
second? Sir,
that's all.
can you
Yeah,
wait for a second?
yeah, sure.
Hello?
Yeah, Shadar.
Sir, this is username, sir. Can you note down the password?
Yeah. Tell me the password.
Capital A.
Sorry, 1 minute. I will stop sharing the screen.
Oh,
1 minute.
sir, right now you are logging, sir. I will see what will happen.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me.
Sir, first you select server, sir.
Okay. What is the server name?
National server, sir. National first one.
National.
So next is
Okay.
the,
User
yeah,
username is this one, right?
yes, sir. That's the username.
Okay. Tell me the password.
Capital A,
Let me save it here. This is the same password, right? For
yeah,
all time.
for all time.
Capital A.
View,
Hmm.
VIEW, view,
Okay.
@ 123. Yeah,
Okay. This is the
yeah,
password, right?
yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
open.
this is the
But presently where is the data?
okay.
So from the first box, you can select the subject, sir. You can scroll
Okay.
down. You
Okay.
can scroll down and you can opt for cloud computing.
Where it is?
Cloud computing, last one. You can see the last one.
Last one.
Yeah, yeah, last one.
Okay. Okay. 426. Okay.
Yeah, yes, yes, sir.
So I think so, Shekhar, from Monday I'll be taking from
AVU.
8 to 9 morning.
Sir, we have to ask our superior, sir, to make their timing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I have informed Sridhar. Sridhar will contact your superior.
Okay, sir. Then okay.
Okay, this is like this only you have to log in, right?
Yeah,
So
yes,
I can click join. I
yes,
can
sir.
click join now. Wait, wait. You will see what is happening. So that's all, huh?
Yes, but it's the viewer, sir. But you have to log in as a moderator, sir, to take the presentation.
Okay, okay. Moderator, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So how to do that? Tell
Sir,
me.
right now I do don't know, sir. I will inform on Monday, sir.
Okay, okay. This
Before
is
the
enough,
start.
right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Before starting session, I will inform sir how to take as a moderator.
Yeah, yeah. Sure, sure, sure.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. Thanks.
okay. Thanks. And you ready with your credentials, Shekhar? So Monday we'll see everything practically.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Okay, Shekhar. Thanks.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ah, okay.